Well, they'll be calling you a radical. I want to get this up because it's that time of year. You got to get on early. So the portal signing deadline's coming right up. Where's Abraham Williams going to go? Well, I ran into Benjamin yesterday. He says he got so many offers, it's unreal. But I want to talk Maxwell Anderson, and I want to talk about this. So if you don't think I know, I know. And if you don't think Jay Hill knows how to pick NFL players, you're not paying attention. So Jay Hill's players in the NFL, I mean, it blows my mind. From Weber State, TJ and Maxwell Anderson, I did play-by-play with them both. So Maxwell, God, I left this over at my daughter's house, and that little dog of hers slept on it. I'm going to smack the little guy. No, I ain't. Anyway, Maxwell gave that to me after his last game right here. But I want to talk about this because I see so many similarities between the two. TJ got drafted in the NFL. And, of course, all these other great Jay Hill players that are playing the NFL were not drafted, including Rashid, Shaheed, including Jonha Williams, including Opeta. Now, he was in the NFL, then went to the USFL, Adam Rodriguez. So, Maxwell Anderson, I did his first game. Jay Hill was all over this guy. Jay Hill loved this guy. And so, I was in San Diego, and that's the game that it was 6-0. I mean, that game blew my mind how well I really think it's the best defensive performance Weber State football ever. I mean, that was a good San Diego State team. Just shut them down. Lights out, lights out. But San Diego State shut Weber down. I mean, I like defensive football, but nothing. That's when I says, well, they're one Rashid Shaheed kickoff return. It was Rashid's 18th birthday. It was August 31st. I'm like, on the call, I'm like, he's gone to Tijuana, 7-6, but Phantom flag. But all I called was Maxwell Anderson on the tackle. Maxwell Anderson on the tackle. Maxwell Anderson. He wore 21 then. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, I'm like, this guy is so. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? So I started keeping track. Now, I don't know, but I still think he might have set the record in the history of Weber State for tackles in one game. I mean, it was blew my mind. So he had, of course, my attention the whole time, and I did the play-by-play for most of his career, not this year. But, that's another story. So he's set up for the NFL draft. Now, I want to talk about this because of TJ's lights out in the NFL. All that. Their pass remind me of so much, and so do their numbers. I mean, it got to the point on TJ that side of the field they wouldn't even go to. They just ignored it. It's like Benjamin told me yesterday. I mean, they just said, forget that. And that fluky, I think Weber State would have won the national championship that game, 2017. I really think they should have. I mean, that loss was such a fluke. It was unbelievable back there, James Madison. They had that game won with the great Josh Davis. And so, Jonha Williams, Adam Rodriguez. But Maxwell started the same thing. Like last year, they quit going at him. I mean, he would block kicks. He picked balls off. He had a nose for the ball. I mean, last year he just started off. You could see it. But offensive coordinators, they get onto that shit, boy, just like they did TJ. They're like, That's the way it got with him. They quit going at him. They didn't throw at him this year. I'm telling you, but you look at his numbers. Like, the big number I like to look at is deflections. I mean, you knock the ball away or pick the ball up, they ain't catching it. I mean, and tackles. The thing about, him and TJ's numbers are very similar. Really similar. I mean, the thing with Maxwell The thing that always impressed me about Maxwell Anderson, more than even getting to the ball, tip balls, pick turnovers, the way he tackled. Like a laser, boom. I mean, he's truly one of the great tacklers in the history of this school. You know, he really is. And, you know, playing cornerback, you know, the island, which he played his whole career on that island, you know, he's had so many freaking game saves and tackles. Tackles where great wide receivers were going to bust it. Like, just stop them in their tracks. So, Will, as you know, the NFL continues to ignore Weber State, which blows my mind. Why? I mean, was enough enough? I mean, in week 5, I think it was week 5, and in one of those weeks they played a clip, the NFL, the top 5 plays in the NFL. 3 more Weber State guys off the same team. Rashid, Shaheed, the punt return in Lambeau Leapville. Jonha Williams, that great sack. And TJ saving the game. I still say, of all those great players on that great team, the greatest team in Weber State history. Weber State had the second most talent in the history of the school this year. Don't even get me going. And we're not even talking the best player. I still say it's Adam Rodriguez of that bunch. But anyway, so Johnson has proved himself with the Bills. But give Maxwell a shot, man, in the NFL draft. I mean, I would take it. So, is it going to be the same old? Invite him to the practice squad? I mean, that's a lot of pressure on a player, but that's okay. I talked to Maxwell about this. He says, just let my foot in the door. That's all I need. And I mean, he's a humble dude. He, you know, he was the runt, but he's grown. I mean, speed, but like I said, I really think he'll make one outstanding NFL player. I wanted to get it up before, because it's getting that time of the year, you know, the invites to the combine. Rashid didn't get invited to the combine, of course, that ACL, but Winston Ried did. Of course, I was a big fan of Burgess, the punter here. I'm friends with him. He bolted out of here. He's at Texas Tech. So, I mean, the proof's in the Jay Hill recruits. I mean, the bottom line's that. Jay Hill knew how to find talent. He knew how to grow the talent, and the proof is the proof. This is one of those guys. Of course, Winston Ried going to play in the Hula Bowl, so we'll get to see what he's about, which we already know what he's about. Look the fuck out, that's what he's about. But this guy's a big play guy, too. He likes to block kicks. He likes to make interceptions, but the solid play of his, he's got the speed. Is the way he tackles. He's a great tackler. I mean, just a great tackler. And so I think, I know. You give him a shot, and I think he deserves to be drafted, you know? Well, same with Winston Ried. So we'll see. So I wanted to get this up. You know, it's important. How about that basketball team? Are you kidding me? How about the Waves in California? I think I just got back, as you know, a couple weeks ago. But, whoo, how about the Waves? Holy shit. So, anyway, if you haven't been paying attention to the Jay Hill recruits in the NFL, and Jay Hill recruits as professional athletes, time to wake up, NFL. I mean, and like I said, the fucking NFL scouts, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed. I mean, as for Rashid, I talked to the Mavs scout last night, all the NBA scouts. I was holding court with the NBA scouts, and like, this, you know, I had to school them up on some things. You know, and I told the Mavs scout one word, Jerry Carty. But, you know, we don't have European. Oh, yes, we did. Oh, wasn't that a JO guy? Didn't he win the German champion? Yep. So, anyway. Go Maxwell. Let's see. They still got the poster over there. They take it down. No, it's there. What a disappointing season this year, right? So Maxwell gave me this and signed it for me while he's still in uniform his last game. He's one of my favorite players that ever played here. That's saying a lot. As his skill. Watching him play, I loved watching him play. I mean, just one of those. You know how you see a player and you're like, well, from day one. So, this poster is epic. There he is, right on the front. Nice. Right up front, right? It's Mr. Atagi. Yeah. 2020. What a fun season was. There he is, right up front there. Holding him for. Nice. So, everybody's saying the most famous play in Weber State history is Johnson to Malone on the Hail Mary. I shot that video. That's my video. That's a great video. I told my grandson, you're famous. You're in that freaking video. He's right up front. He used to wear 21, then he switched to 3. So, Abraham Williams switched to 4. So, I haven't heard on Abraham yet. Well, waiting, right? I mean, I think he'll be he's a 4-2 guy. So, he's all that then. So, I mean, he actually blows my mind. So, you know what Winston Ried reminds me of? You're going to say, I'm telling you, his style? Yeah, you got it. Ray Lewis. He reminds me of Ray Lewis a lot. So, all right. Go Maxwell. Well, you scouts, come on. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah. No snow in Utah this year. Again. I mean, we had snow last year. Blows my mind, actually. It's like, I mean, you wouldn't believe the weather here today. All right. Stay tuned.